Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever edition of Rue TV Live. I guess that's going to be the name of it. I guess that's going to be the name of this, but welcome to the live edition of Rue TV. I've got a very special guest here. We're going to be talking about everything under the sun, anything that you can imagine. Here's a legend, an icon, and a true leader of America. Mr. Lane, how in the heck are you on
Doing
this?
good. Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good to see you, Lane. I like the glasses. I like that glass look. You look studious. I guess we both had the same idea with the glasses tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we had a solid idea of what we were going to do. So I was wondering if we were going to do the broadcast tonight. So I'm glad I came.
Yeah, nobody else. I believe my brother Justin is down the shore, and Mr. Zorzi is at a carnival, and everyone else is incapacitated. So we're doing sort of like a Root TV live instead of a Horseman Hangout. But I know you wanted to get those Battleground predictions, Battlegrounds this Sunday, live on the WWE Network. I got to be honest with you, outside of Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. I'm sorry,
John
Brock
Cena.
Lesnar and Seth Rollins, and then Kevin Owens and John Cena. I don't really know too many other matches. So if you could, before we get started here, run down the Battleground card and your predictions for us.
All right. Well, let me get to the Battleground here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here. Let me
All
go
right.
to the Battleground card here. Let me go to the website here.
Tell us about the
All right.
Battleground.
All right. Let's go to the card for Battleground as we speak here. All right. Let's see. We got the matches. It's less than 3 days from now, the 19th. Okay. We'll talk about the main event last, if that's fair enough with you. Let's talk about let's go with this match, and I think it's an interesting match. The Primetime Players versus the New Day. Now the Primetime Players have just reunited. You know, you had Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, very solid wrestlers. They're a very underrated tag team. You know, the Usos were the tag team to beat for a while, but then you still had one of them that was still hurt. The New Day have gotten like so much great heat. I mean, when the New Day comes into the ring, the fans always chant, quote unquote, New Day sucks. This one's a toss up to me, but I personally think I wouldn't be surprised if the New Day win the tag team championship. I wouldn't be surprised if the Primetime Players win the championship, but yeah, it's a tough one. It's a push for me, but if I had to lean, I'm going to say Primetime Players, but by this much. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Primetime Players are getting the old PUSH push, so I'm going to say that I agree with you. Primetime Players victorious. The next match, I believe, was Wade Barrett. Maybe what is the next match?
I think it's Wade Barrett and R-Truth. I think go at it on the pre-show or actually kickoff show. This is another interesting match. It's the recent King of the Ring, Wade Barrett, against R-Truth, who's been mocking the King, so to speak. He comes into the ring with a plunger, and he just been doing that little gig. But I personally think King Barrett's going to win this match. I think it's going to be King Barrett. He needs a little bit of a push. I like to see him maybe in the championship picture, but I don't know if he'll go that far. But I like to see King Barrett. I think King Barrett wins.
I'd like to see King Barrett get a main event title push. I think he's just now. Question: is he a babyface or a heel right now? Is he a bad guy or what?
I think Barrett is a bad guy. I think because R-Truth has gotten. He usually does good with the crowd, so that's a interesting thing.
Yeah, I'd like to see him thrown into the world title picture one day.
Absolutely.
Yes, and yes, like I said, Barrett over Killings there, so over R-Truth. All right, what's next? What do we have next?
The next match I was going to say would be Randy Orton versus Sheamus, and these guys have gone at it several times before. Sheamus, of course, he's been a heel since he came back. And for those that don't remember who Sheamus was, his first run, he was the U.S. champion before Rusev had that long, impressive run of the U.S. championship. He had, taken down all comers, and then eventually John Cena beat him twice. for the United States Championship. I know that much. But
Gotcha.
having said that, I love RKO very much. I'm a huge RKO fan, but I think Sheamus will win. If Orton wins, great. But I think Sheamus is going to be the winner of this match.
Yeah, honestly, Sheamus, Orton is definitely a favorite, but seems as though with Sheamus's new repackaging a couple months ago, I don't think they did that for nothing. I think they have, you know, good intentions, good plans for him, Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yes, he's still like the Money in the. He won the recent Money in the Bank. I think the last month, I think it was, but I think you got to build for that. I know he was a former world champion too, so
Yeah.
let him have his run. I think he'll beat Orton. That's I by an eyelash. I think it makes logical sense for him to, push up right now in WWE. For
Yeah, I
Sheamus
think
with his new character, it makes sense.
it's got that new look, that spiky hair and everything. So I think, I'm not a big Sheamus fan, but I think he's going to fare well for himself. I think he's going to do well. He's going to go over at the pay-per-view. What's next, Mr. Lane, in terms of match?
All right, the next match I see right here: Roman Reigns against Bray Wyatt. That now I know in the past during our Horseman Hangout shows that we were talking about, oh, what are they going to do with Bray Wyatt? What are they going to do with Bray Wyatt? Now, ever since he lost to the Undertaker, now he's feuding with Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns was supposed to be some people thought he would be the world champion, but that never panned out. That didn't work out thus far. I think you need this little rivalry with Bray Wyatt, the guys that that I forget his character part, but it just slipped out of my head. But he comes out, he has probably the best entrance in all of wrestling, I think. When the lights come out, and then you have a lot of people with their cell phone lights, and then they have all that. Excellent. It's an excellent entrance. But if I had to pick this match, I'm going to say Bray Wyatt wins. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Reigns wins, but I think Bray Wyatt, for himself to get back on track. Roman Reigns has already gotten that push, basically. He's main event WrestleMania. He was this close, and all of us almost picked Roman Reigns to win Money in the Bank. Instead, it turned out to be Sheamus, but he was this close to winning Money in the Bank, and then he had the run-in by Bray Wyatt, and basically he's been playing in Roman Reigns' head, quite frankly. I expect this rivalry to last a little while. I think Bray Wyatt should beat Roman Reigns, but I don't know. I think Bray Wyatt wins. I don't know. What do you think there?
Well, I mean, I was going to go with Bray Wyatt, but I just
Okay.
think that Roman Reigns is the chosen one, and they have bigger plans for him in terms of the belt. If it were me, I think Bray Wyatt would go over clean, because I think Bray needs the win more than Roman Reigns does. But Roman Reigns seems to be the handpicked, chosen next star in the next 365 days. It'll happen at some point in terms of him winning the belt. So I'm going to say Roman Reigns wins clean against Bray Wyatt. So
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say Bray Wyatt only because I like to see I like to see these two guys go at it because it made sense. And the reason why I'm saying this is the run-in at Money in the Bank made logical sense to me now that it hits me because now Roman Reigns has a rival he can fight with for a little while,
Right.
before he can get to that next step. And that's all I'm trying to say basically. So, all right, let me see here. What other matches we got here that I didn't miss here? All right, let's see.
Mr. Lane, what else?
All right. The second to last match that I see on this list would be John Cena versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championships. Both men have beaten each other one time, so let's just call this the rubber match of this fortitude, basically.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Kevin Owens and Cena, it's going to be a good match.
I think so too.
Smart money, I assume, is on Cena, but since Kevin Owens is not yet an official, even though he does have a contract and he's on TV and he's on NXT and he's on Raw. He's not an official WWE roster guy. So, I have to think that I can't see them letting Owens beat Cena again. So I'm going to say Cena over Owens in a great match. Owens' time will come. I just don't think it's going to be this soon. I think that initial win that he got over Cena was to really give fans a notice that he is going to be a player. But in terms of this feud, I can't see Cena jobbing out to him. So I'm going to say Cena over Owens in this one.
I will have to agree with you there. I think John Cena will beat Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. If Owens beats Cena again, it'll be a big upset again if it happens. But John Cena, as we all know, rarely loses as it is. I mean, it seems like every time he wrestles, he basically wins. I don't know if it's good, bad, boring, or what, but he always gets a fan reaction. It's like I discussed with your brother Justin a while back. It's more the people that are PG fans will like John Cena.
Yeah.
The ones that like the Attitude Era that have watched wrestling like us for like 15, 20 years or longer will despise John Cena's character. And that's just the way we see it.
Right.
That's why it's really a mixed reaction unless I'm missing something here. But WWE wanted to go a different direction. They wanted it to be more family friendly, basically, and that's why John Cena is there, to provide for that family feel for WWE. That's just my perception of it. John Cena, I believe, will win. He'll beat Kevin Owens in an epic match. It'll be a great match. So, and the last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, Seth Rollins, WWE Champion, against Brock Lesnar. Now, I'll go first on this one. This is a tricky match, but I personally think, and this might sound silly on my part, I'm going to still say Seth Rollins retains. I mean, we all thought this match was going to happen at SummerSlam. We all thought it would be Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. See, some of us thought that. Some of our Horsemen friends thought about it that would happen SummerSlam, but instead it's 1 month sooner.
Right.
At Battleground. I'm going to say, for some weird reason, Seth Rollins retains the world championship, or either Brock Lesnar wins by DQ, or Seth Rollins retains the championship. I think for some weird reason, I will not be surprised if Lesnar wins by disqualification. I just don't think Rollins will drop the title. Not yet, anyway. I think he's very marketable. He's a solid champion. There was a lot of high expectations, a lot of hype about Seth Rollins as it was, because got to remember, I didn't watch NXT much, but he was the very first NXT champion, and that should stand for something with his wrestling resume. He has, like it or not, Seth Rollins has a very solid wrestling resume, and I personally think he will retain the championship. I don't know if Lesnar will win the title. I don't think he will. But I just have a feel if Seth Rollins does win, I think someone in the Authority, I will not be surprised if Triple H gets involved in the match. I hate to say this, but he's really the main Authority guy. Now, Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, he's taken out a lot of Authority people out. He took out J&J Security. He took out Kane last week, this past Raw. He really vandalized and destroyed Seth Rollins's, I think it was Chevy Camaro, I think it was, or what vehicle was that?
Yeah, I believe it was a red Camaro.
Yeah, I think it was like a Chevy Camaro, something like that. But anyway, he destroyed that thing. He had like a fireman's axe, and he destroyed that thing. I mean, the doors and the windows. I mean, that was a crazy moment. One of the craziest moments on Monday Night Raw that we've seen in a long, long time.
Agreed.
I mean, I think Seth Rollins should win because here's why. He has Triple H's old move, the pedigree.
Right.
Unfortunately, and I don't know if we ever talked about this on the Hangout shows, people, in case people forget, people that are watching this telecast, and I just have to say this: Seth Rollins is not allowed, repeat, not allowed to use his curb stomp move. That move was banned by WWE, I think, a few months back. So he's not allowed to use the curb stomp anymore. So that's
Correct.
why he has the pedigree now for his finisher. So that's Triple H's old move. He's the one that did it. So I could see Seth Rollins, a little bit of Triple H and Seth Rollins now. You mean, look at Triple H as a heel and what he did, and look at what Seth Rollins is doing now. He's an excellent freaking heel. Ever
Yeah.
since he turned on the Shield, I think he's stepped up dramatically. I mean, he's been an excellent wrestler. Some people might not like Seth Rollins. I like him. I like him as a heel. I mean, he's just raised it up another level. I mean, you can't forget that he did beat Dean Ambrose by himself, with no help, no authority. There was no help at all, I don't believe, in that match. So it was an epic match. It looked like both men had the championship belt, but then when they both hit the campus, it ended up being Seth Rollins retaining the championship. But I think Seth Rollins will lead Battlegrounds to champion. I will be shocked if Lesnar wins. What do you think? I want to know what your thinks are. Go ahead.
Well, let me preface this by saying I've heard a few rumors before we went on the air tonight about a certain individual whose streak was broken by Mr. Brock Lesnar, called The Undertaker. Now, The Undertaker is rumored to be in the arena or in the area or in the city, whatever floats your boat, for Battleground. So I think part of what you said is true. I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to take the title. I also don't think that Seth Rollins is going to get a clean win over Brock Lesnar. So with that said, and the rumors of The Undertaker in the area, I kind of think that we may see a little bit of a dramatic finish in terms of a run-in. Maybe the lights go out and we see an Undertaker show here. Maybe he shows up and tombstones Brock, maybe setting up a match at SummerSlam or something. I don't know. I don't really know. But it sounds interesting, and I think even if The Undertaker doesn't show up, I think the bottom line here in my prediction is it will not be a clean finish. I do feel that Seth Rollins, after the pay-per-view is over, will walk out with the title. I don't think he will beat Brock Lesnar clean. I think someone will get involved, whether that is Undertaker,
Right.
Sting, somebody else. But I don't think it'll be a clean finish. But I do feel that Rollins will walk out on top. So that's my prediction there.
And also, I don't know if you saw Raw last week. We also have to bring this up as well. I know we just got done doing all the matches. Did you see the Divas segment last week on Raw, by any chance?
Was that the segment where they brought in the NXT girls?
That's correct, yes.
I did catch a little bit of that. I didn't see it all, though.
Okay, yeah, because just for those, because let's explain about the Divas division for a minute. The Divas division, I think, is like, I would say a C minus, maybe a D plus overall. So, and if people watch Monday Night Raw, and I know they're going to agree with me on this point, when you had when you had the Bella twins, you had Nikki and Brie Bella last year. You had, of course, that Brie Bella married Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan had won the World Heavyweight Championship. Brie was defending Daniel Bryan, a little bit. She was defending him in the storylines, and as it turned out, it ended up being Brie Bella against Stephanie McMahon, and then you had Nikki Bella that turned on Brie, and then you had the sisters. They were trying to work things out together, and then all of a sudden, they just got back along. I kind of wish those sisters would have fought more. It would have been great. I think it would have been great theater, great television, but it didn't happen. You know, you had Nikki Bella, Brie Bella. Nikki Bella's been like the Divas champion now. AJ Lee, you know, we all know she left the company. She dropped the title to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella is now almost the longest rating Divas champion out there. Having said all that, it's just a shame when she comes out. When she comes out, Nikki Bella, that is, the arena is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. That's terrible. That's a terrible reaction for women's wrestling, if you ask me.
Well, I
That would
agree.
never happen. That would never happen during the Attitude Era, guarantee. And I know we all are spoiled with the Attitude Era. Not even if Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano fought a match. Those were good matches. I mean, we've all seen better women's wrestling than this.
You know, the problem is, I think, Mr. Lane, one problem.
What's that?
The Bellas are, one second here, one second.
I like to hear your angle on this, man.
Um, the Bella twins, you know, the E stars on Total Divas,
Correct.
are cocky and arrogant, but at the same
Yes,
time, they are good looking women. And
no doubt.
I think what happens is fans realize that they are cool and attractive and likable, but at the same time, they are playing the role of the heel. So what that creates is you're not getting a full heel reaction, and you're not getting a
No,
full babyface reaction. So you're
no.
getting somewhere in the middle, which can sometimes, when you're at TV or listening at home on your TV, translate into a very, very quiet, muted reaction during entrances and matches. And I think that's what happens. They're not doing enough to, let me put it this way, they're not doing enough to be hated, and they're not doing enough to be heavily cheered. So what you're getting is a muted
Right.
reaction. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely, absolutely. Because if you watch the pay-per-views or Raw, for that matter, you're getting that same reaction. That's just my point. If let's say if a Paige or an AJ Lee come out, the crowd gets up, makes noises when those two
right.
ladies came out. I mean, now with the segment now on this past week on Raw, you had, of course, like you just said, you were correct. They came out with the NXT Divas. You had on Paige's team, you had Charlotte, Ric Flair's daughter, Becky Lynch, and Paige. That's the NXT Divas on one team. You have, of course, Team Bella, the Bella Twins, and Alicia Fox. They're seasoned veterans of the Divas. But now you also have Naomi, Tamina Snuka, and also the boss by the name of Sasha Banks, current NXT Women's Champion, by the way.
Right.
My only thing is, and I wish I could ask you this question, and I'm guessing fans are going to be wondering about this too. When is Bayley going to come out? You know, Bayley's a very popular diva in her own right. I mean,
Well,
for,
she is a hugger, Mr. Lane. She's
yes,
a
she
hugger.
is.
That's what they
Yes,
say.
she is. But she's a very good wrestler too.
Yeah, that's what I saw. All right, let's take a little break here, Mr. Lane.
Yes.
Mr. Lane, I am hungry right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat some bananas. All right.
Go ahead. I was just drinking some water, just trying to drink my Fuji water. Fuji water right there. Let me put my graphic up. Actually, hold on a minute.
Is that Mr. Fuji water?
No. Let me put my graphic up here for a second. If I could do that.
That graphic up there.
Wait a minute. If I could do it. Hold on here. Crap. Hold on. All right. Wait a minute. All right. Let's do this. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this right here. All right. Oops. Yeah. Wait a minute. Crap. Son of a gun. All right. Let me do this here. Yeah, but I see you're eating your banana. All right. Let me see here. Hold on. Hold on here in a minute. All right. I'm just so used to the Horseman Hangout, I forget how to do this here. Ugh, such a long freaking time, man. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. What we got? What we got here? What we got? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. And look what I got here. All right. Do that. Middle third. Yeah. All right. Choose logo. Okay. Yep, I got it. Looks like I got it on here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have it. I have it backwards. I don't know if you could see it. See my actual. It's like in reverse. uh,
Well, in any event, I'm finishing this banana here, so give me a second.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead, man. All right, let's see. Color. All right. All right. Yeah, man. All right. Whoops.
Well,
Yep.
I have another banana.
Oh, you do? Okay. How many bananas you got there, man?
Got 3.
Oh, you got 3. Okay.
About to eat this one too. I'm hungry, man.
Are you?
Yep.
Are you really? Okay. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, they're good bananas. Now, speaking of bananas, though, man, I've done some blending. I got that blender that you gave me last year. What I do is I put the bananas, strawberries, and I even do some orange juice in there, and I just blend it all together, and I get myself a tremendously great drink.
Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy that you used it. For those of you at home that don't know, my wife Michelle and I got Mr. Lane a housewarming present, a blender, and he makes juices and smoothies. Is that right, Mr. Lane?
That's correct. Yes, I did. It was awesome. Beautiful stuff, man. It was great.
Yeah.
Great, great. Yeah, great stuff.
This banana here. All right. Let me rinse this down.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that. Oh, got the best stuff on earth. The Snapple. Oh my goodness. He drank it all up. Oh, the best stuff on earth.
Apple.
Or made from the best stuff on earth. I'm trying to get the logo.
Now they give us now when you open up a Snapple.
Hmm.
I don't know. You probably know this. I know the diet Snapples. They have a little riddle under the cap here. Let's read. Let's read what this says, and I'll read it here on the air. Real fact number 679. A tiger's night vision is 6 times better than a human's.
That's an interesting one right there, man. That's interesting.
Well, those tigers.
Yeah.
Mr. Lane, did you watch the All-Star game?
I only watched excuse me. I only watched part of it actually. I did see the Mike Trout first home run in the first inning. I was able to see that a little bit, and he was the most valuable player 2 years in a row at an All-Star game. That is unfreaking believable, though. Which was leading me to think that, and I remember Z was here a while back, and I remember he had brought up an interesting point where, excuse me, where the Phillies
Right.
could where the Phillies could not draft Mike Trout because of some compensation trades or something like that. Because I remember he had brought up an interesting point that the Phillies did not have, like, I think, a first round pick in the two, I think it was the 2010 draft, I think it was, or 2009. I forget what year he was
Yeah,
drafted, but
I think it was 2010.
yeah, because I know the Phillies did not have a first round draft pick that year, so there would have been very little chance that Mike Trout would have been drafted by the Phillies. He was drafted, I think, in the top 10 by the Angels, something like that.
Yeah.
And there was a few teams that did pass on him. I know my Braves passed on him. I know they in favor of pitching Mike Minor. So Mike Minor has not pitched at all this year. So I was wondering if Mike Trout was a Brave. You know, imagine Mike Trout and Jason Hayward in right field, and that would be awesome. But having said all that, Trout belongs to the Angels. He was drafted by them. I know he signed a huge contract with the Angels, so um, it's all good though. It's all good for Mike Trout basically, and he's doing an excellent job in Angels country.
He's got all the tools, and he doesn't show any signs whatsoever of slowing down. And
No, he's an excellent ball player.
at age at age 20, what is he, 23 now or so?
I think he's like 23, or I think 23 sounds about right. I know he's a little older than Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, I think, is like 20, 22, I'm guessing, or 23.
Yeah, I think he's 23. I think Trout might be 23 or 24. I still feel he's only 23 for some reason, but
I think he is 23 or 24 because I know he was born in the early 90s, something like that. But the man's an excellent ball player. I mean, I can't complain about him at all. He plays the game the right way.
He really is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, he's an excellent ball player.
Yeah, I'm just letting the cats out here.
Absolutely, man.
But all right, moving on here.
Yep. What else you got?
Lost my train of thought here, but would you knock it off? Hey, the Sweet Pea and Biscotti are getting into a little tussle here. Would you knock it off, guys?
Uh-oh.
Hey, no barking. We're live on the air here, on the Hangout here. Come here, Biscotti. Sweet Pea, Sweet Pea, you want to say hi to Mr. Lane? Sweet Pea. All right. Here's Sweet Pea. What? Sweeps? Oh, she's a little camera shy. There you go, Sweeps. Hello, Mr. Lane. Say hello.
Hello, Miss Sweet Pea, gray cat of your own. Yeah.
Yeah, little Sweet Pea here.
Yes, it is. Awesome.
All right, Sweeps. Do you want to go down here? And all right, Sweeps. All right, Sweeps. All right, Sweeps. Oh, all right. All right. Whew, I'm out of breath. I am out of breath. Let's see. Mr. Lane, any new updates on the PlayStation Network that you can tell us? Are there any updates? Any new? I know he used to get those updates on the different. Would you knock it off, guys? Seriously, I gotta get. Come on, stop it. Anyway, just give with Comic-Con in San Diego finishing up and E3 finishing up a bit ago, I believe. The new gaming systems are coming out. Give us a video game report, specifically Sony PlayStation, Mr. Lane. I'm gonna cut over to you, and it looks like you got a controller. What is that?
Yes, sir. I have the PlayStation 4 controller right here. It's a blue one, actually.
Right.
It's a very nice controller. Look at the console right there. There's not the console, but the actual controller. It has a touchpad right there.
Right.
You got the option button, and you got the share button right here, where you can download material onto, like, you can put it on your YouTube page. I have a few YouTube videos on the PlayStation 4. I have like a FIFA and some Madden from last year. Pretty cool stuff. I just got kind of a mediocre golf game at best from what I've read review-wise. I just got the game called Rory McIlroy PGA Tour.
Right.
Just got it a few days ago. It's an okay game. It has night golf, which is a pretty interesting feature. If you're all familiar with Battlefield 4, they have a little bit of a course on that. But the thing of it is, it's all par threes, and you play golf shots like that. So
you know what, Mr. Lane? That's actually a very interesting concept, and I don't think the PGA would ever adapt that. But golf is traditionally on Sunday and Saturday afternoons.
right.
What if there were night match? I mean, obviously it's harder to see the ball when you drive it, but even so, I think that's a pretty cool idea to have a lit up course and have a night golf match. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Lane?
Well, it would be a very interesting concept, like you're saying. But I've played these EA Sport golf games for years since they were under the Tiger Woods name. But unfortunately, Tiger has fallen from the grace of fame. Basically, he's played some awful golf lately. I mean, like the last few years at least. I mean, it's been terrible to watch from what I've heard. Um, but the Tiger Wood golf games were better. The last one for the PS3 I had, I think was Tiger Woods PGA Tour. I think it was 14. Um, the good part about that one is it had legends in it, which was awesome. It
Right.
had legends like Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, just to name a few. Those were
Question. Did it have my personal favorite golfer growing up, and I wasn't a big golf guy, but I liked this guy because of his unique style. The late Payne Stewart, is he in it?
I don't think he was in the game, unfortunately. No Payne Stewart, but it had like the other legends in there. Who else was in that game? Because I actually have it for the old PS3, so I have it on that.
Interesting.
Now, as far as video games are concerned, I might pre-order the Madden. I've yet to pre-order it yet. For the PlayStation 4, I probably will get that, pre-order it. That game won't come out for another month at least. Because I've been playing the MLB The Show, by the way, on the PlayStation 4. It's a very good game. I even put myself in the game too. I'm just in case I should upload some videos maybe real soon if I do. Um, I'm actually a first baseman for the Baltimore Orioles on the show. So I actually, the cool part about the MLB 15 game, you can download your player from last year's game and put it into this year's game, which is pretty cool. It's a cool thing you can do. You can download it from last year's game to this year's game, which I like, and I think you could do it for franchise as well. Um, which I thought was awesome. So it's a great thing. But I love playing video games. I have this PlayStation 4 controller right here. This one's about $55. This one's about 50. Yeah, about 55. They also just came out, and it's only a GameStop exclusive. They came out with a red controller, but then that one I think is about 65 right now. I think it's like 64.95. I don't know why, but it's a GameStop exclusive, so that's all.
Mr. Lane, do you still frequent the Turnersville GameStop?
Yes.
When do they allow pre-orders for WWE 2K16? Has that started yet?
That's a good question. Let me take a look at that. That's a good question. I'm assuming that they probably already did it, but let me go to their website.
Maybe not, because it is only July the 16th right now, and the game probably comes out closer to Halloween, late October, right?
Right. I'm just checking it out right now as we speak. I'm on the GameStop webpage right now, and as we all know, just in case anybody forgets, Stone Cold Steve Austin's on the cover of the game, and I see that the release date for the game is October 27th, which is, you are correct, Rue, is about the 4 days before Halloween. So yeah, it should be interesting here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I saw, and if anybody saw the trailer, it had Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he was digging for his old smoking skull belt, which
that really was an awesome commercial. I like that. That was actually one of the coolest things that they've produced in a long time. I thought it was really looked really professional.
Yeah, and it ought to be interesting to see what games, or not what games, or what the roster is going to look like in the game. Will we see people from years past? Will we see, will we? I mean, let's face it. Will we see more WCW wrestlers? Will we see CM Punk? Will we see AJ Lee? Will we see some of the wrestlers that are no longer with the company? I think it's a fair question to ask. Actually, I think it's fair game to ask. You know, what do you
No,
think?
I totally think so, and I'm really anxious to see who's in the game. And in terms of someone who hasn't been in the game that I'd like to see since
Who?
they did announce a DVD coming out in 2016, I believe, or later 2015. I would like to see a character in the WWE 2K16 of Owen James Hart. What do you think about that?
Oh,
Owen
Owen Hart. Okay.
What do you think about that? Especially
That,
with Austin on the cover, and they had a feud.
you know what? That's an interesting name that you just brought up. The late Owen Hart. I mean, that sounds like a good name. That would make logical sense for business. And I hope he's in the game. And you know what? What's a bummer about this game? And I know they put it in past video games, but I just thought I'd say this out here right now. Where the heck are the old WCW arenas? I know it sounds a little bit, pushy on what I'm saying, but I would like to see the old Nitro because they did have Nitro on some of the previous WWE games. Like
True.
for the 2K series, they did have WCW Nitro for those games, but then they had the WCW wrestlers in the game. But then you had just for example, you had Lex Luger, Diamond Dallas Page. You had the two Stings. Um, who else? Lex Luger. Um, who else? Bam Bam Bigelow, I think, was in the game as well. They had a WCW pack, but if you get like the season pass for the game, those season packs you don't have to pay extra for it. So
Right.
I like to get the whole roster. I like to download the whole roster. But the arenas I thought in the game of 2K15 were very limited at best. They were very, very limited. I know they had of course WrestleMania 6. They had the old Saturday Night's main event, which was nice. But I would like to see some more WCW arenas, and I would like to see some ECW arenas. Why not? Let's see them make the old ECW arena. If this is going to be one of the biggest games that WWE 2K16 is going to be made, I would like to see the old ECW arena. I would like to see, the old WCW Monday Nitros. I would like to see that. Even I'll go a little bit farther. Why not do the Clash of the Champions for WCW? I mean, that would make logical sense, would it?
Oh,
I think
I agree with you. Definitely, they really aren't taking advantage of a lot of copyrights that they own. I mean, let's see a Halloween Havoc arena. How's that?
Yeah, I think they should do some rivalries in WCW, and nothing against Michael Cole or Jerry Lawler, but I don't know. This might be too much to ask, but um, let's see if they could do some of the old WCW commentators, like a Tony Schiavone and maybe a Larry Sabisco. I don't know about Bobby Heenan, though. That would be a stretch, but
Yeah.
they did do commentary on wrestling video games before. If anyone's watched the Legends of Wrestling game, if they watch Legend or played the Legends of Wrestling for like the PlayStation 2, I think it was, you had Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Larry Sabisco. You had all three of those men that did commentary on the game on Legends of Wrestling. So I do remember that much, and that
Yeah,
that
that's
was
true.
they did do commentary on it. So just for facts, but I kind of wish they could bring those guys back. Bobby Heenan's going to be a stretch because I don't know if he could do it with his condition, with his throat situation. I mean, from the pictures that I've seen on Google, he wasn't looking too good from what I've seen. But Larry Sabisco, I think, would make sense. Tony Schiavone, I think, would make logical sense too. Um,
Now,
if they want to, huh?
who's that? Who's that now?
I was thinking like Tony Schiavone, Bobby Heenan, and Larry Sabisco, but I was thinking that Sabisco, who just recently made it to the WWE Hall of Fame, and also another guy that I think would make logical sense, but I don't know if he'll do it. Jim Ross. I don't know if Jim Ross would do it or not. I don't think he's in WWE anymore. He's doing podcasts now, and
Well, if they really want to get a throwback and they really want to get my attention. Let's see. A real throwback color commentator by the name of Jesse the Body Ventura, voice of video game. What do you think about that?
Okay. Well, they could do Jim Ross and Jesse Ventura, but I don't know if that would work.
Yeah.
That's a stretch too, because who can you use? See, I was going to say Mike Tenay would be interesting, but he's with the competition. Josh Matthews is with the competition. I think Taz is still with the competition. I don't know if he got released by TNA or not, but
he asked for his release. I think he's going.
Okay, so because I'm wondering who's doing the TNA shows now.
Josh Matthews and Elijah Burke, aka the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro.
Okay, Elijah Burke.
Yeah.
But there is some more wrestling outside those organizations that I wish I could watch. I heard that they had the Lucha Underground show, but I've only seen the show in Spanish. I've been wanting to see the show in English.
Right.
But it's frustrating because I put it on my DVR about 3 months ago, and the whole show was in Spanish, but the wrestling was incredible. The quality of wrestling was over the top. I liked it. I kind of wish I wanted to see English commentary. I had posted on the Verizon Vios Facebook page just to ask for that specific channel, but I don't think they've given me that specific channel yet, unfortunately.
We're on the same cable, and we get the Spanish version of Lucha Underground, which, no offense to the Spanish-speaking population, but I don't understand Spanish.
I only know very little bit of Spanish. I have a lady friend who I like very much. I'll leave her out of this, but she does speak Spanish. She teaches me a little bit of Spanish herself. So
all right, who is this lady you're speaking of? Who is
well,
this?
I will keep her name anonymous for right now. I don't want to bring her into the podcast yet. Not yet.
Let's give her a fake name then. Make a fake name for her so we can speak.
Let's just say her name is April.
All right.
I'm going to put it that way. So.
All right. April showers bring May flowers.
Yes. Now, are you going to watch the pay-per-view, or are you just going to probably watch the replay later, or how you going to do it?
I'll probably watch it live. I don't think I'll be missing it Sunday night. If anything, I may miss the first few matches and catch the last 2 hours. But yeah, I'll be watching it live.
I'll probably just watch the whole thing for the heck of it, just to watch it, and just because it's a WWE show, and I would like to just see what the heck happens.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Mr. Lane, my dog Biscotti is pouting right now, which means I think I have to take her out. So unfortunately, we're coming up on the hour, so I guess we should end it. We got our good predictions in. We had some good video game talk, some baseball talk.
Absolutely.
I think we should end it with this. And any other final parting thoughts, Mr. Lane, that you wanted to get in that you didn't?
Well, I'm just glad that the divas that we have new divas in WWE now. I'm hoping that they're well worth the hype, and we can see some better quality diva wrestling. I'm looking forward to the Cena Owens match, and I'm looking forward to the Rollins Brock Lesnar match. I'm looking forward to those matches that you just said earlier. I hope they're worth the hype, and I hope the fans will like it and enjoy the show. So all power to WWE Network.
I think it'll be an excellent show. Thank you, Mr. Lane.
No problem.
Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you real soon on the full edition of the Horseman Hangout. This wasn't a Horseman Hangout, just a Rue TV Hangout, but next week I'm sure we'll have the entire panel for the Horseman Hangout. For myself, Mr. Lane, have a pleasant weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Woo!
Woo!